Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about what's coming up in The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 11. I believe this one's called Bounty. Now, there's three different trailers, promos, sneak peeks that we're pulling this from. The first one you can find on AMC's Facebook page. That's the actual episode trailer. It's about 30 seconds long. There's another one that is on AMC's YouTube channel. That's the sneak peek for Alpha's demands confronting the hilltop about her daughter. And then there's an exclusive sneak peek from The Talking Dead. That one you're going to have to search YouTube because people are uploading clips of that, or that clip, I should say. Sometimes they get pulled down, sometimes they get left up, sometimes they get blocked in different countries. So you're just going to, depending on where you're at, if it's blocked or not, you're just going to have to search for that. But I will say right now, the Bounty one is pretty awesome. If you weren't able to see it because it's blocked, I can't play it or else this will get blocked. But Alpha and Daryl are talking at the gates. Daryl's pretty much like, yo, why don't I just slaughter you guys right now? We could do that. We have the firepower. And then he looks over and there's a whisper, and I love this, but there's a whisper with a baby in her arms. Love that. And Daryl's like, I wonder if I could play this moment. I love that. You brought a baby out here? Well, anyway, then Alpha's like, I'm an animal. Animals have babies. Animals are out here. That's what we do. So, damn it. And they have a little bit of back and forth after that, but Alpha talks very methodic and slow, and then she just calls out Luke and Aiden, and they're revealed, yeah, they are wearing Whisperer masks. Again, that is from the comic. When no matter who travels with them, you have to be geared up, or there's a chance that one of the walkers could turn on you and shit like that. So they got them wearing some cool Whisperer masks. I like it. Anyway, the first thing I want to discuss is, and that's all that's on the AMC YouTube channel. There's no opening minutes right now, and the trailer's not on the YouTube channel. They seem to be spreading it out. And the synopsis is: a savage group led by Alpha confronts the hilltop in a harrowing attempt to retrieve her daughter. A supply run for the kingdom turns into a dangerous quest. That's the one I want to talk about right now, because that's the one that most questions I'm getting, it revolves around that, because we know the hilltop is about a trade. But what the hell are the kingdom doing? Are they going to run into Beta? Are they going to run into some Whispers? No. I mean, I think it would be likely that they would run into, or more likely that they would run into a different group of Whisperers, but not Beta looking for them. I don't think right now that makes any sense story-wise, because we know they don't know of this community. We already know that for a fact. Lydia is still captured, so Lydia hasn't told them, and even if she did, there's a day's walk around the perimeter of the hilltop, and I think that's too much ground for them to cover this fast. And in the end of this trailer, I think this is our biggest hint at what the hilltop, not the hilltop, what the kingdom is doing. If I can find it. They come up to this window, there's zombies in the window, Jerry takes this other zombie's head off, but they're standing in front, if it will show it. Yeah, wrong answer. It's not going to show it. They're standing in front of a royal theater. Now, what's coming up, we know in the story. They want to have the fair. The fair is a big thing. The fair isn't just this little filler. For those who don't know because of the comic, or for those who don't know about the comic, the fair, and I won't give any spoilers here, but the fair is a big deal that propels the story forward in a very specific and explosive direction. So the fair essentially is very important for the story. What do you do at a fair? What are they planning on doing? They're planning on reuniting the communities and finally letting their guard down and enjoying themselves. They have gone through cannibals. They've gone through the governor. They've gone through Negan. They had a war. You know what I'm saying? It's about time for them to just chill a minute and enjoy themselves and have a fair. And what do you do at a fair? You have fun and you are entertained. And they show this clip of them standing in front of the Royal Theater and entering inside what appears to be a theater. I think all they are doing is simply looking for some type of supplies to bring and add and build onto what they're building for the fair. I hope this might be the scene here. Damn, it's going to have music in it. That's going to be a biatch for the copyright. Oh, look at this moment. I saved this image. Remember when they first showed the trailer and Carol didn't have her arrow and Diane didn't have her arrow, and I said, here, I'll fix it, and I put 2 arrows in there? Well, that was because this was before they finalized the CGI, and they have Carol with her arrow now. So you could see the images where her and Diane pull up the arrow, and they're CGI'd in. So we're good now. I think maybe they CGI him in because that might be her shooting it at walkers that come out from the side here. So it might just be safer and easier to just CGI in quick arrows. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I think the kingdom is doing. They are simply going to look for supplies to build onto the fair, and I think that's a fine thing. I think that's great for that part of the story because this is essentially the beginning of kicking off the fair story. It was mentioned, it was set up verbally, and now this is them actually, and we don't know how much they have set up yet. I would imagine they are already starting to set up a part of the kingdom, and they are already prepping for that, I would imagine. But that's all I think the kingdom is. Are they going to run into the Whispers? Are they going to run into Beta? If they do, I think it's an accident and a coincidence. At this time, I'm going to say I don't think they're going to run into any of them. It just wouldn't make sense. With Alpha leading the charge at the hilltop, it only makes sense that she would have as many Whisperers at her disposal. And if Beta is her right hand, her muscle, big beast Beta, he should be somewhat close. I don't buy it unless he was already separated and he ends up running into Carol and them. But what do they get out of running into Carol and them at this point? What do they get from that? We already established that Henry slipped up and revealed that there's another kingdom out there. With that information, she could send it out some scouts. You know, if you have a whole bunch of Whisperers and you send them out, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, they might end up finding it simpler than just coincidentally running into them. Now, as far as what's going on at the hilltop, a lot of the sneak peeks here with the Talking Dead and what we got on AMC is pretty much the trade-off. It's the moral decision of trading Lydia and sending her to the community knowing she gets beaten. I feel like it was really stupid, and it was really a sissy move to take away the rape aspect. Maybe they felt like that would make Alpha more of a monster and not whatever, but if you look at how they're living and how they're animalistic they are, in the comic it was so, it was, no, this needs to be stopped. You understood fully where because Carl's going to go after her. I'm sorry, Carl went after her. Henry's going to go after her. And in the comic, you felt it. A lot of people were like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do because they rape their women in this tribe. If you don't protect yourself or stand up, and they already set up Negan being so against rape, and how that came and collided in the comic, it felt like it was perfect. You had this group who, if you're weak, they rape you. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? If someone wants to please themselves and you're weak, you're a victim. Done deal. It's kind of like a tribal prison. Anyway, when we found out about that, and then you have Negan's character in the area, and he's close to Whisperers, he has this really disgust or disdain for rape, that story's going to collide and it's going to be explosive just because of how it's already set up. Same thing with the TV show. All right, yeah, you're beating the kid. Obviously, people are going to be like, well, that's fucking terrible. That's, you're mentally and physically abusing the kid. It's bad, but the rape put it over the top like it was, no, this kid need to be rescued, and these people are monsters, or they are animals, and they need to be dealt with. I don't know. I feel like that was just a sissy thing. I don't know. Maybe it's in there. Maybe it's in there. We just didn't get it right now. Maybe we'll get it down the line. Maybe that's what convinces Daryl. That would make sense. Oh my God, I just thought of it. If they're holding the rape thing for a reveal to come later, that would make sense that Daryl's like, okay, you know what? We're going to trade our guys. And it's worth it. That's Lydia's people. We're just going to send her back with her people. It is what it is. We're not going to get into any other conflicts. We'll send her back. We'll get our guys back. Everybody wins. And then Henry goes out there, and maybe that at least makes Daryl not look as bad, because if they were raping Lydia, then it would be terrible for Daryl to send her back out there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was the angle. I don't know. I think the next episode coming up is really going to focus on the tension between that trade, the kingdom going for supplies, and then obviously we need some action, so shit's going to go wrong. But then I'm hoping at the end of the episode we get a little bit of a happy moment with the kingdom succeeding in their whatever it is, and then we start seeing the setup of the fair, and that's like a happy moment, and then it ends on Henry making his trip out to go rescue and go save Lydia. Who knows how far they're gonna go? It could be the episode ends where Henry goes out, or the episode ends where the fair's all happy, and then we shift over to Henry's story. He goes out, but he ends up getting caught by the Whisperers, and that is how it ends. I think something, and again, I'm trying to pull from some of the comic storyline. I could be way off, but it looks like that's what they have set up at the moment, and that's the direction it's kind of going to go. And we should see some more of the Whisperers, believe it or not. It would be nice to get some stuff and tension at the hilltop, but follow the Whisperers, like Lydia saying sorry mom and getting no love and no affection, and then how they talk about a new mask. A lot of similar stuff from the comic. That would be pretty cool to see right about now. So thoughts and opinions about the coming episode for The Walking Dead, go ahead and put them down in the comment box. And like I said, with prediction videos, they're probably going to be the raw videos on the channel for now. Down the line, we're probably going to trim a lot of the prediction videos down and the trailer breakdown videos. Those, in order to push out in March moving forward, in order to push out the polished videos, something's got to give, and I think at this point in time, a lot of the prediction videos are going to have to give away. So instead of predicting every little article and clip and whatever, we might condense them and what all comes out, and then down the line, we'll have it a little bit more polished, but just maybe one here and there prediction video instead of covering every single little thing that comes out. So just to give you guys a heads up, if you're not keeping up with the changes that we got going on in 2019, we're doing good right now. January, February, we got it all set up. March, we're on track, so I'm excited for that. Thoughts and opinions down in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.